Larosa's Pepsi, Queen of TV Bowling. In Green Hills today at the Green Hills Lanes, I'm Tom Brenneman along with Bo Hudipole and David Newrath. And Bo, you know, we've got a gal on the show today who's had a lot of success here at Green Hills in the past.
That's right. Caroline Hoffman Weatherford was our queen here in 1985, and of course she made it again this year.
Well, she'll look to do it today, that's for sure. Dave, tell us a little bit about each of the ladies and their styles a little bit.
Well, Caroline is a very well-schooled bowler. We've said that before in other telecasts, but she gets to the line very aggressively, stays down, gets through the ball very strong. Accuracy is her key, and we're going to see a lot of powerful strikes out of her, I'm sure.
And how about Miss Snodgrass?
Well, Regina, we've watched her bowl before. She probably gets through the ball as strong as most of the men in this city and every bit as strong as all the women. Form at the line is inhibited a little bit by she's carrying a little extra weight here, but we'll be looking forward to seeing that in about 7 months.
You've been tough on some folks last couple of weeks, Dave. I'll tell you. Now, you know, they had some fine qualifying scores, too, as well to get here.
Well, that's right. Regina posting a brilliant 685 and Caroline 677. Not too dusty.
Not too dusty at all. All right, that and more coming up next on the Larosa's Pepsi, Queen of TV Bowling. Stay with us.
Welcome to the Queen of Bowling, brought to you by Larosa's. If you like pizza, you'll love Larosa's. And by Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
Green Hills, I guess that's appropriate, and the Larosa's Pepsi, Queen of TV Bowling. First match of the day, Regina Snodgrass getting together with Caroline Hoffman Weatherford. And you are looking at Regina.
Regina going way over to the left side on the first delivery, Tommy. She in warm-up she never did really look comfortable to me. She had to experiment around with lines and balls, and I'm sure she'll be able to find something here, but initially she did not look comfortable at all.
Well, I guess it's got to be kind of at least somewhat optimistic to be able to throw a ball like she just did and then come back and be able to pick up the spare.
That's right. Fantastic break to leave such a simple spare and such a poor delivery. Bo, what's going on this week? Boy, we've only got this show and one more for the finals. Then what's in store? You got anything coming down? Because I'm ready to bowl now. Now that the tournament's over, I'm ready to go.
Well, we have the Champion of Champions that'll be here. The men's division will be one of the houses is at Green Hills Lanes. How's that sound?
Well, that's all right, but neither one of my teams are going to win anything. A blowout 7-10. That type of hit, we've seen it probably more times than we should, but the plastic pins, the different rotations on the ball are causing this type of pin reaction. In the old days, there you see it, 7-10. You wouldn't have left that hit on that leave on that hit, Tommy.
Now, we saw Don Scudder. It wasn't this split, but we saw him pick up a split, I believe it was last week. The Dave, you said will go down on the highlight films in the history.
Should be, at least our local highlights, that's for sure.
Well, you know, Bo, about these two ladies, they have got some pretty impressive wins and credentials under their belt.
That is correct. You know, Caroline Hoffman Weatherford, in 1983, she was first place city singles, 83 and 84, the city all events winner, first place ladies in the Hoinke Classic team in 1983, and first place scratch in the varsity doubles in Dayton. So she is certainly a very good competitor in tournaments.
Without a doubt. Housewife from right here in Cincinnati.
That's more better.
A little bit. Yeah, I think she'd rather have that.
Caroline getting off to, you can't even call it a shaky start, just a bad break to open the match up on lane 6 and striking with a lot of conviction there on lane 5. Puts the hammer right back on Regina. Should be in the area. It is. What a great, great shot. Held the knee bend right, got through the ball with a lot of strength. That's the Regina we want to see.
You told us a little bit about Caroline. How about Regina? She's got a bunch of them, too. So many, it's tough to even try to pick which one you're going to say.
I was going to say, we will be here the entire match trying to tell some of the credentials that Regina's carrying. One of, I think, of the really most important ones is that she was the first woman ever in the city tournament in Cincinnati to roll a 300 game. She was 16 years old. It was at Brentwood Bowl, and that is a phenomenal accomplishment.
Sure is.
Lane 5, the lane that Regina went completely across the head pin on the previous frame on that lane, went right through the nose, this particular shot, leaving the 3-9. The 3-9 is a little more difficult than it normally appears, because there's a couple of ways you can miss this one, Tommy. You have to hit the front pin, the 2-pin, almost directly on and let the ball go back. Look out, look out. That's the one way you can miss it, by not getting enough of the 2-pin and then ricocheting off to the right.
You know, we saw Regina on lane 5 twice. Went to the left side, and on 6, she was right on the button.
Well, that's right. You can see the score is telling the tail which lane she's having the most problem with. Going high, she'll make some adjustments. Caroline Hoffman Weatherford, on the other case, has been solidly in the pocket again.
All 10 go down.
That was a great shot. Good one. Let's take a look at it here on the replay. We're going to see some pin action out of this deceivingly slow ball, but look at the rotation. There you see it start to shift over to the left axis. Head pin goes to the left wall. The ball takes the 5 out right there and pushes the 5 over. But the 2-pin was already going to take the 7 out, Tommy. Got a lot of good action on the ball. Caroline Hoffman Weatherford, a very, very good competitor. Solidly in the pocket. Carolyn's comfortable on both lanes. Regina has to strike here and then figure something out on lane 5 to get back in this match.
You know, I wanted to say, you know, we keep referring to Caroline as Caroline Hoffman Weatherford. She has a real unique reason why. One of them is because when she bowls, her bowling shirts, and she's a very small frame lady, they can't get Weatherford all the way across the back of her back, so she uses Caroline Hoffman to bowl, and Weatherford as her married name.
That's a good reason.
Yeah, you see it going down the right sleeve there.
No, I think they had to make the leathers a lot smaller.
Regardless of what you call her, I call her Tiger. She is a competitor. Regina, no soft, no pushover with her either, but she's not comfortable on the lanes right now, Tommy, and that's not going to help.
Boy, that is a tough, tough break.
Leaving the 4-pin and then leaving the 4-pin. Not advisable.
You know, Regina stays real busy on the bowling lanes.
She sure does. You know, some of her other accomplishments that we were trying to refer to, as I'm reviewing them, most of them are Hoinky Classic events. She must practically own the place over there because she has got a lot of different titles. Handicap doubles ladies, scratch doubles ladies, scratch doubles mixed. You know, she's really carrying a lot of titles from the Hoinky Classic.
The replay, look at the loft on that ball. She's trying to counteract the early hook with more loft. Unfortunately, with more loft, watch this ball ricochet to the right. 6-pin gets trapped in the channel, cannot get the 10 out. She made a brilliant adjustment. For the lanes, Tommy, did not work as far as the pinfall goes.
You know, we talked about her missing that. You talked a little bit about her missing that 4. You know, we've seen it time and time again where there'll be, you know, 1 pin left for a lot of our bowlers, and it seems like they just take it a little bit for granted, maybe, that they're going to pick up that easy spare, and we've seen a bunch of them missed.
Absolutely right. And if you do not have a spare system that works around your strike target, design one, ladies and gentlemen, because that's the only way you're going to consistently make your spares, is to work off of your strike target. You saw Carolyn there, after 3 perfect shots, and even the first frame being in the pocket, go wide, or the ball going long, and leaving a group of pins over there. There you see them, the 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. Very choppable from many angles, but you really want to hit the frontmost pin, which is the 2-pin, just slightly to the right of center, just like that, and that will give you a spare.
Nicely done indeed. You know, Bo, speaking of course, we've got the Larosa's Pepsi Queen, fine sponsors. You know, big day for the ladies next Saturday.
That's correct. It is the roll-off to determine who our queen, I guess in the grand finale for the year is going to be. We have 21 ladies who have qualified to try out to be our queen, and maybe we can touch on a few of the names as we progress through the show today.
The lady you're looking at right now maintains a 27-pin advantage. Fifth frame, midway through this match. It's not over yet, though. Absolutely perfect. Take a look at it here on the replay. You want to see perfection? Here you go. Gander at this a couple of times. Throws that ball perfectly right over the 12th board, maintaining a tight line solidly in the 1-3 pocket. No deflection. Every pin doing its job, Tommy.
And all 10. Going to take a seat.
There we go.
Well, Regina looked like she felt a little bit more comfortable that time around.
That's right.
But it hasn't been lane 6 where she's had a lot of the problems. We've already talked about that.
You can see on the score sheet, 27 pins is the difference between these two players, both players with a strike up in the 6th frame. 27 pins is not all that tough to make up, but you got to put strikes together. This lane has given Regina problems. Let's watch and see what she does this time. What a great adjustment. Last frame. Tommy, we're seeing bowling here really personified. She went with more loft last frame, and it worked, but the pinfall didn't find. Look at this time. Still, again, the terrific loft, but she changed her line. More arc out to the 3rd board. Now here comes the ball. Head pin to the left side of your screen. 5 pin goes out. Head pin takes out the 7. That's what you want to see. She's back in this match.
Almost.
Almost leaving the 4-9 on a rather snug hit, but catching a late break, carrying the 4 pin out, leaving the 9. Regina knows she can get back in this match.
Bo, who are some of the ladies we've got in the finals roll-off next week?
Well, I'll start with 7 at a time because we do have 21. We have Burt Brockman, Pat Cannon, Donna Carrill, who we saw her first week, Anita Davis, Nancy Fair, Teresa Forwood, and Jackie Hall. And I'll cover on some more later.
Jackie Hall we've seen this year.
That's right.
Nancy Fair, seen her a bunch. But right now, these two ladies getting after it.
You bet, Tommy. The deficit is now cut to 17 pins. 8th frame. Carolyn Hoffman, left lane, needs to strike again to ward off any serious aggression by Regina.
Let's take a look. Big frame for her.
That's about as good as you want to throw one.
She just stepped up right up there. Looked like she had all the confidence in the world, and just bam.
That was solid.
Bet a few more of those names, Bo.
Okay, in our finals next Saturday, starting at 9 a.m. at Glenschmidt's Lanes. We will have also Gloria Harper, Pamela Helmer, Jan Hill, Jennifer Kleekamp, Linda Lally, Linda Marshall, and Pam McLaughlin.
Of course, Linda Lally and Jennifer Kleekamp we've seen the last couple of weeks. Always nice to have them on.
Critical frame, Tommy. She knows she can get into the match if she throws it here. It looks like it's going to be good, but boy, does it roll off, going right straight through the bugle. And giving the pins away on the spare. Not the type of move you really want to see when the game is this close. If she would have taken the 3 pins, the 3 pins on a double would have been 6 pins. I don't quite understand that unless it was just temperament.
What looked like happened to you there, Dave?
Well, she tried to really max out on a shot, and she went through the nose, and then leaving the split. Instead of going for the 3 pins, which would have been 6, as I explained, she looked like she tried to make that, and that's not a good strategic move when you're only 17 pins away.
You can tell she is certainly a little disappointed. But this gal right here, in command. Talked about the strike she needed last frame. She got it, and looking like another one right there.
The party's over. Take a look at the score sheet, and The tail of the tape? No, not here. The tail of the chicken tracks. Carolyn Hoffman Weatherford just put this match away with a strike in the 9th frame.
And, Bo, how about our last 7 ladies for next week?
Okay, before I say their names, I want to mention that the women are bowling for some more prize money next week, and it's a little higher than our normal weekly of $300 and $150. They are bowling for $500, $250. So it's a nice pot. Mary Owens is another one of our finalists. Mickey Peck, Kay Reed, Regina Snodgrass, of course, who's here today, Ann Tubbs, Caroline Weatherford, who's here, and Marietta Williams.
Regardless of the split here in the 10th frame, the 310, the baby split, makes no difference whatsoever. Carolyn Hoffman is our winner, regardless of what Regina may be able to do in the 10th frame, Tommy.
Well, we got a big week for you folks at home next week. Of course, we'll be at Glenn Schmidt's Lanes in Kentucky.
That's right.
And the finals for the men and the women. So next Sunday morning, by all means, get out of bed a little earlier. Dave manages to do it every week. And
I can do it. Anybody can do it. That's right.
That is the truth.
Could finish with a 212 here with a strike. It is a strike, 212. A fantastic game to start the show out today, Tommy. Regina's best possibility, even with 3 strikes, would be 182. Considerably short, but she had her going for a while.
You know, Caroline, she had an open frame in the first, and since then, all marked.
It's what we say in bowling. There's always a lot of paper out there, a shaky start. Even there's even a saying, Bo. Remember this one, open frame in the first is a 200 game?
Yes.
I always thought that was one of the most ridiculous sayings I've ever heard. But in this case, it panned out to be true.
It just gives you a little more incentive to work a little harder if you start with open frame.
Yes, it normally gives me a little bit more blood pressure problems.
Well, Regina's at least not going to go out of here without knocking down a few more pins. Back-to-back strikes here in the 10th.
She's got it figured out now, Tommy. The loft was the key. But again, ladies and gentlemen at home, if you're going to try to overpower a lane with loft, it's probably the most difficult thing to do consistently.
Well, Regina's going to finish real close to her average at a 195. We're going to take a timeout on the Larosa's Pepsi Queen of TV Bowling.